Hey there, everybody. It's Kate Peters. Gosh, the internet just seems so slow. I think it's because of the heat. So let me know if you are there. Let me know that you can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. And I want to get going. This is a really powerful training I have for you today. So you want to make sure that you're really focused in, have a pen and paper, all that good stuff handy, so you can hear what I am sharing. And let's see, I'm hoping this is all good. Okay, so let me just double check this real fast just to make sure this is going. I'm sure it is, but nobody's saying that they can hear me. So I just want to double check that this is working. Maybe everybody else is dealing with the heat from the internet as well. The circle was spinning around really slowly, and I have such a really important topic for you. I don't want you to miss a thing. So let's just make sure. I'm going to just check on my phone real fast. Let's see. All righty. Okay, good. Good. I know it is going. All righty. So again, I'm Kate Peters, your breakthrough success expert. Please say hi. Let me know who's here. Let me know where you're from. And like I said, I have a really important topic for you today that I want to share with you. And it's been in the headlines. And normally I'm talking to you about ways to break through to that next level, either in your business or your career. And this topic is so prevalent and so important that I had to kind of divert to this, because the truth is, if you don't have this managed, you can't break through to the next level. And what I'm talking about today is, you may have seen in the headlines, Michelle Obama was talking about how she's been dealing with some, I think she described it as low-lying depression. And so she put that out in the news. And then as soon as she did, all of a sudden, all these other celebrities are going, me too, me too, me too, you know. And I'm really glad to see them putting it out there. My clients have been, you know, faced with that since the pandemic started. So this is certainly not a new topic for me. I'm just really, really thrilled to see that it's now being talked about and all that. And the reason I wanted to focus on that today is because, based on the work I do, what I do know is that if you can't move forward, you know, you won't be able to move forward if you're feeling stuck. If you're feeling scared or sad or anxious or frustrated or disappointed, any of those negative emotions, you can't move forward. So what I'm going to teach you today is really, really important to help you really get a handle on things. So one thing that I've been hearing a lot is, you know, when I talk to, let's say, you know, the way this is showing, and one thing I do want to clarify is, of course, if you're dealing with severe depression, please go see a doctor or a therapist. I am not either of those. I'm just really coming at you from a coaching perspective of how I've been able to help my clients, because I've been seeing this pretty much show up in everybody in some form or another. This low level stress, depression, anxiety, fear, whatever word you want to put in there, I've been seeing it show up. And the way it shows up for people in corporate is that they're, you know, really worried about, either they're feeling overworked, maybe they've had new job tasks add on to their additional job, or their job has switched, maybe their hours have switched. If they are working in the office, maybe they are worried and feeling like they shouldn't be working in the office, or if they aren't, they're worried about when they'll have to go back to the office. And the people who are entrepreneurs are worried about their business. How do they make their business keep moving forward? Because, you know, they're trying to figure all this out, because a lot of their clients either don't have the funds anymore, or their businesses have changed. So they're just trying to figure out, how do we manage all this? So on top of all that, everybody's dealing with the fear of, what if, you know, any of them personally get the virus, and also with, if any of their loved ones get it, also worrying about, you know, the news, all the headlines, everything that's going on every day. There's something new, this thing's happening, that's happening, and that creates more anxiety. Also, how do you live your life, right? You know, you go to the supermarket and shelves might be empty, or something you order, let's say off of Amazon, has like a 3-month delivery date. You know, so you've got all those things that you're dealing with. And As one woman said to me the other day, she said, I'm a people person. She goes, I just miss being around people. I miss connecting with them and I miss hugging with them. Hugging them, Zoom is just does not do that. So all these kinds of things are creating these feelings, and they're showing up in people in different ways. Sometimes, some of these, all of them or some of these may resonate with you, that maybe it's difficult for you to get out of bed in the morning. You're just kind of feeling this, just kind of this energy kind of keeping you there, just not positive. Or maybe the day feels a bit grayer, there's less color in it. Maybe you notice you're snapping at people more than you might have before. Maybe you're crying more often. Maybe you're eating or overeating, or eating foods that aren't necessarily good for you, like the salty stuff or the sugary stuff. Maybe you find that you are impulse buying. It could be showing up in all different ways. Maybe you just find you're really cranky or having a crappy day. It can show up in any of those ways. And if any of those are resonating, please, hearts, likes, all that kind of stuff, let me know that this stuff is meaning something to you, because this is so huge. Because the thing is that you can't move forward if you're feeling like this. If you're feeling discouraged, you can't thrive. If you're feeling scared, you can't thrive. If you're feeling frustrated, you can't thrive. If you're feeling depressed, you can't thrive. All those things. So I want to help you really start to shift, and not that you won't ever have these feelings again, but you'll be able to manage them better. Okay, so that's what I really want to talk to you about today. One thing that she had mentioned in her podcast when she talked about her feelings, is that she was saying something, that she did something athletic. I think she said she went for a run, but please don't quote me on it if I'm wrong. And doing things, physical activity, all that stuff is really great. Listening to music is really great. But I really want you to start creating a really strong routine and ritual of things that you do that are good for you, that'll help you throughout the day. So I believe this is so important for a couple of reasons, both neuroscience and mindset wise. So one thing going on right now that is creating all these negative feelings is this loss of control. We just feel like we don't have any control anymore, right? I mean, every day somebody's making an announcement of what we can do or not do, and then, the worries about this and worries about that. And so much of our, quote, freedom feels gone. We feel like we don't have the control anymore for that. So what neuroscientists have discovered is that the more we put into place, the more systems we create, the more we start to feel back into control. So I want to share with you that something that's really powerful to do is to create a regular routine every morning that you do. And this is something that makes you feel good. And some of you, for me, I do things like meditate, and I go for walks, and I journal. I do things like that. I tap, which we are going to do some tapping later on. So please hold on, stay with me for this whole teaching. And some of you might say, well, Kate, I already do that. And what I want to share with you is that you're not doing enough, because what I realized, I already had a routine before this whole pandemic started. And probably about 4 to 6 weeks in, I realized that I was starting to feel really depleted. I was giving an awful lot to my clients because they needed it. But what I realized is that I wasn't doing enough for me. So if you already have a routine, what I'm going to suggest to you is that you double, triple, or quadruple what you are currently already doing. So I'm going to repeat that because this is critical. Double, triple, or quadruple what you are currently doing. You may also want to do the morning and the evening. That's what I do. So the amount you increase it really depends on how much you are giving back. But this is so important. It comes back from my oxygen, my days as a flight attendant. You put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You got to take care of yourself first before you take care of others. That's super, super critical. The other thing to know about this is that it can't be like, oh, I'll just do this when I have time. It's like, no, this thing has to happen first thing in the morning for you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No days off, no breaks, no, oh, I'll make up for this over the weekend. Like when you were younger and you didn't get enough sleep, you said, oh, I'll catch up my sleep over the weekend. No, 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 no. You need to do this every single day. This needs to be a ritual that you just don't move forward in your day until you do this. And one of the reasons I'm so serious and adamant about this is, some of you know what, my dad was a dentist, and it was always, we brush our teeth so our teeth are good and we don't get, cavities and fillings and all that. And I remember him talking to me, like saying, Kate, I had a patient today, she was 30 years old and I made her a set of dentures. Because she never brushed her teeth, right? I don't want you to be getting dentures, to kind of paraphrase it, at 30 years old. I want you to take good care of yourself. Because the things my clients realize, my longer term clients realize, is that this is not tipping them over as much as, let's say, the newer people I'm dealing with, okay? And one of the reasons they're not feeling that they're kind of lopsided or collapsing or whatever word you want to use is because we've been working together for a while. And so I've already taught them a lot of really good routines. They've already done a lot of work to be grounded. And then when the pandemic first happened, we did a lot of really intensive work the first couple of months of it to really help them, because life was totally changing so fast and none of us knew what to expect. So they already had that groundedness that they've been working on. Whereas the newer people I'm coming in contact with, this is all new, right? And they're trying to figure everything out, and they're scared, and they're, and that's almost making them sometimes want to pull the covers over their head. So that's why I wanted to take the time and teach this to you, because these things are so powerful. That's why I'm personally spending my time, because it is really critical that you know this and you do this. It's going to make a huge difference in how you go through the day. And if you've ever, let's say, been to one of my events, or you've heard me speak at an event, or you've worked with me, you know that I always combine strategy and mindset. That I combine the two together. I always do that. And the reason is because I believe you need both of them to be successful and to be happy. And the success part I love. That was me in corporate. I was a business development executive, and I love strategy. I love figuring out the who, what, where, when, why, how, like, what's your next step? What are you doing? What's the best way, the fastest way, the easiest way to get you from point A to your end goal, right? And I love all that part. But I know that's not enough, because when the fears and doubts and old stories pop up, like, but I've tried this before, or it's too hard, or there's too much competition, or am I really worthy of this, and all that kind of stuff starts popping up in your head, you stop yourself. And that's where I love the mindset piece. And that's why I use tapping, which you're going to get to experience in a minute. Tapping is, I believe, the most powerful mindset technique there is out there. If there was one out there that was better, honestly, because I'm so results oriented, I would have spent my tens of thousands of dollars learning that technique instead of the tapping, and become the expert in that technique. But I love tapping. It's so gentle. The results are phenomenal. And I just love it, because I find that when I combine both the strategies and the mindset work, whether it's tapping, laws of attraction, neuroscience, whatever, and I combine the two together, my clients just get really, really amazing results. So that's why I want you to be able to experience some tapping right now, because I also think that should be part of your routine. So what I want you to do is, if you have a piece of paper near you, is just write down a number, 0 to 10, on your level of how you feel about we'll just use the word stress. I hate using the, stress, anxiety, frustration, low-lying depression, whatever word you choose, it doesn't really matter, but your level. And 0 being like, hey, Kate, I'm fine. I'm just sitting here eating bonbons and doing my nails. I'm good, And 10 would be that either you're having a problem sleeping, or you wake up in the middle of the night. Maybe you notice your eating habits changing. Maybe you notice you're crying a bit more. It's harder for you to focus, things like that. You could even be higher than a 10. You could be a 16 or a 20. There's certainly been times in my life, since I've been doing tapping, that I've been higher than a 10. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to share this. This is just really for your own benefit, because I'm going to ask you to look at your number again when we finish the tapping. So write down your number, okay? And now we're going to do well, before we do that, I just want to remind everybody, tapping is meant to be very gentle. If for some reason you don't like it, please just simply stop. Also, please don't do this while you're driving. It's not safe. And lastly, if you're wearing glasses, you do want to take your glasses off, because we do tap around the eyes and the eye points, and you want to be able to get to them. And just to kind of give you a basic explanation. Well, tapping is just really the most powerful way to change your old stories, your fears, your doubts, your beliefs, all that kind of stuff. We're going to do one round, so you will get to experience it. And so, what was I going to tell you? You're just going to follow along with me, like Simon says. You're going to tap where I tell you to tap, on the points of the upper body or the face. You're going to use your fingertips. And I'm going to make it look really easy for you. Understand there's a lot of science and a lot of expertise. I've been doing this for over a decade, and so there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you just don't see elsewhere. So let's go ahead and let's do a round of tapping. First, we're going to do a stretch and yawn. So everyone go, oh, Oh, you might even want to have some water. I'm going to have a sip of water. And then you're going to follow along with me. We're going to tap on the side of your hand and just repeat after me. I'm going to imagine, just like as if you were at one of my events, or on a coaching call, I'm going to imagine that you're repeating after me, okay? So repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling all this stress and anxiety, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling the stress and anxiety, and maybe even I'm embarrassed to admit it, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling the stress and anxiety, and I feel like I shouldn't because I'm healthy, and a lot of people aren't, but I still feel it. I want to find a way to love and accept myself and work through it. Okay, so let's shake your hands out, all right? And we're going to go to the points on the face and body. Again, just tap where I'm telling you to tap. And I use both fingers, so kind of like these two fingers, and just repeat after me while you're tapping. This stress. And then you're going to go to the outer eyebrow. This stress. And then under the eye. All this anxiety. And then under the nose. This anxiety. And then the chin point. This stress. I'm feeling all the, oh, I'm sorry, below the collarbone point. I'm feeling all the stress and anxiety. Under the arm. It shows up throughout the day. Then your liver point right below the underwire for your bra, for your girl. All the stress and anxiety. Wrist point. It shows up sometimes when I least expect it. And then back to the top of head, and sometimes when I do. And then we're going to go around again the same points. All the stress and anxiety. I feel bad that I have it. Maybe I even feel embarrassed. After all, I'm healthy. I have more than so many other people. But yet on some days, whether it lasts for an hour, all day, or just a couple of minutes, excuse me, it shows up and it zaps me. And it makes me feel like crap. I'm not sure if I want to cry, or I want to yell, or what I want to do. But it just makes me feel really blue. And I'm not sure how to handle it. Partly because I'm embarrassed. Partly because I feel like I shouldn't have those feelings. And for all sorts of reasons. But what if I could look at it differently? What if I could change how I look at this? And know that these feelings, with everything we're going through, are actually quite common. It's common to feel, it's common to feel scared. It's common to feel frustrated. It's common to feel disappointed. It's common to feel angry. All these negative feelings are common right now. But the truth is, I don't have to stay in those feelings. I can have used resources. I can use tools to move through them. I don't have to stay in these feelings that sometimes feel like they're taking over. I can take my control back. And most importantly, I can keep myself safe. Okay, everybody take a nice deep breath. Inhale really slowly through your nose. Let it out through your mouth, and as you're blowing it out through your mouth, just feel yourself releasing some more of these negative feelings, however they're showing up for you, stress, anxiety, disappointment, depression, whatever it is. Just feel yourself releasing some of it. Okay? And then I want you to take a look at what your number is now. Oh, actually, do another stretch and yawn. Do that first. That'll be good. Oh, always feels so good. And take a look at what your number is and see how it's shifted. I know with me, I always feel lighter and I feel like there's less tension in my neck and shoulders because that's often where my stress goes. And take a look at your number. You know, most of you will notice your number has dropped, maybe a point or two. It could be several points. And if you see it kind of just going sideways or even climbing up, doesn't mean the tapping didn't work. It just means there's some new things that have popped up, new things that you need to work on, that we need to work on together to help you clear out. Okay, so tapping is, you know, we did one round, and when you keep doing more and more tapping and dive deeper, it really helps clear out what's underneath all these things, because most of these things lead back to some kind of childhood story or something that you experienced. And what we want to ultimately do is pull the roots out and help you do that. And that's something I can help you with. You can contact my team if you want to get some private work, and that's info@katebeaters.com, info@katebeaters.com for private coaching, and really kind of clear that out. Because the thing is that you can't move forward while you're feeling scared. You can't move forward while you're feeling frustrated. You can't move forward if you're feeling disappointed. That's just not going to work for you. The only way you can move forward is when you're feeling good. And the thing I've noticed about my clients who've been doing this work with me for a while is that they're taking bigger leaps. Doesn't mean that they haven't had days or moments or hours or whatever of feeling totally scared, just like everybody. But because they've learned how to ground, they're able to take a bigger leap, which is giving them bigger progress. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to thrive. And the thing is, like I tell everybody with this pandemic, there's no choice, right? You don't get to opt in or opt out of the pandemic. It is what it is. But you do get to choose. Are you going to react or are you going to respond? You know, what do you choose? Because when you react, you give your power away. You become a victim. When you respond, you take your power back, and it allows you the choices of how you want to show up. And that's the beauty of all this, and that's what I want for you. So remember, every day you're going to do your routine, maybe twice a day. If you need it more, do it, no judgment, do whatever you need to do, but make sure you're doing that first thing. Tap, you might want to even go back and replay this over and over again. You know, if that helps you, tap along with me every day. If you need private work, contact my team. You'll be amazed at how quickly you start seeing shifts, and that's info@katebeaters.com. And if you want to spend the day together, I'm doing a virtual event, katebeaters.com/intensive, where we're going to be helping you get clarity on what kind of goals you want to achieve over this last quarter of the year, what feels good to you, what lights you up, feels exciting, giving you action steps that are really aligned with who you are, that feel achievable, maybe pushing you a bit out of your comfort zone, which is okay. We're going to do lots of mindset work so you become feeling very comfortable with doing it. And because that's what I notice the difference is, sometimes people will have these steps and it sounds great, but yet when they go home, they're like, shoot, I can't do this. Instead, everything is going to make really good sense, because we're going to do a lot of tapping, clearing out your fears and doubts and all that. And you're going to leave at the end of the event just feeling really confident and excited, and probably words I've heard from past people, it's like they haven't felt this good in like years. And that's what I want for you. And that's katebeaters.com/intensive. So please, if you got value out of this, please let me know that. Please share this training. It's super, super important. Okay? And until we meet again, be brilliant. Bye, everybody.